Hi. Earlier today, I went to see Ant-Man and the Wasp, and I really enjoyed it. I really like most of the Marvel Cinematic Universe films. There have been a few missteps along the way, but for the most part, I really like them. And I really enjoyed the first Ant-Man. I really liked the fact that it had a change of pace. The stakes felt smaller, even though it still had the kind of spectacle and action and a bit more of the humour than you'd normally get. Ant-Man and the Wasp is pretty much more of the same. It's a different story, it's a different tone, it's a bit more of a chase film along the way, but it feels again like a bit more of a heist story, different from the MCU films, more of a comedy. Paul Rudd's had a big hand in writing the script. You've got a whole bunch of new characters, but all the characters that you liked from the first movie have come back, so there's a lot going on. It's quite a complex film. There's 4 or 5 different plot threads, largely unconnected. With we're trying to get Michael Douglas's wife back from the tiny world, and Paul Rudd's still doing his house arrest, and he's worried about getting caught by the FBI. And there's all these various things going on, but they all tie together very neatly. I noticed the film had 5 writers. Not usually the kind of thing that helps, but it seems to work this time. I wasn't expecting Michelle Pfeiffer to be in it as little as she is. She's really only in the last 20 minutes. And I am always in favour of more Michelle Pfeiffer because she's fantastic. But I really enjoyed it. I found it strange that Lawrence Fishburne is in it, given that he's Perry White in the DC movies, and here he's a former colleague of Hank Pym's, another scientist. And that was a bit of a shift, and I really enjoyed... This is a spoiler, and I'm going to hold my hands up like this to indicate that it's a spoiler so you can mute it. I enjoy that they kept the villainess alive at the end of the movie and treated her with humanity and compassion, and are trying to help her rather than killing her, because it shows what a different kind of character Scott Lang, that's his name, because they rarely call him that during the movie. What a different kind of character he is. He's so much more concerned with human beings. He's a regular guy who's suddenly thrown into this world of superheroes. Okay, that's the end of the spoilers. Another surprise was Walton Goggins being in the movie. He's a kind of second string villain. He's an evil arms dealer of the kind who would be a villain in a Mission Impossible movie. And indeed he was the villain in Tomb Raider earlier this year, and I found Tomb Raider to be almost interminably bad, without any kind of character or personality, just a long, lumpy blank. And he was a very uninteresting, very unengaging villain. And here, he's so much more interesting, because the movie lets him play to his strengths. He has a gift for dialogue, he has a gift for sort of creating character out of very little. And he becomes a very sort of interesting, fun, engaging villain, whilst also still being threatening. And if you can make the audience laugh but still be scared of you, that's the great trick. That watch the U-boat episode of Dad's Army with Philip Maddock as the U-boat captain. He's hilariously funny, but you never doubt he's going to be good to his word, and he's going to hand over Captain Mannering to the Gestapo. That's a great performance as a villain, because he's funny and scary. And Walton Goggins' character in Ant-Man and the Wasp isn't exactly scary, but you know that he will do what he says. So overall, I really enjoyed it. It's not groundbreaking, it's not really anything incredibly new, but it's a nice progression of the story overall. If you haven't seen it, obviously, if you know the MCU rules, then there's going to be a scene during the credits and after the credits. The one during the credits, you need to watch. It's part of the movie, and it will have consequences for the next few down the line. The one up at the end of the end credits is a little gag. That's a joke, tease. You can skip that one. But you should always stay to the end of the movie, because I always stay to the end of the movie, and history has shown that I'm usually right. But yeah, good fun. Not a traditional Sunday lunchtime movie, but I would recommend it very much. Yeah, excellent.